Hey guys, Chrissy here with Team WHC Affiliates. So here is what's happening. I am actually recording this video for you today because we were scheduled to have a meeting at 6 o'clock. I am taking my son to the symphony for his birthday. So I am creating this video to go over the information that we said we were going to discuss in today's class. And it did look like a couple of people tried to get in on the Zoom link, but we were unable to make it happen. So hopefully this is just as valuable for you. Do please leave comments with your questions or reach out to me directly and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, so now we're going to start with the educational content, where essentially we're going to be talking about meeting your Hollywood Winners Circle Academy sales process for selling the Hollywood Winners Circle Academy courses. And the most important thing that you want to know is that you have to really have a good understanding of the company's mission and framework, and excuse me, and that you want to have an easy to follow, repeatable process so that you can introduce people to HWCA and do it seamlessly, easily, and do it in a way that is organic and doesn't keep you from wanting to do it frequently. So the first one we're going to talk over, and this is the first of 2 pages that you were going to be reading before we came to this class. So hopefully you were able to do that. And now I can go through it and answer some questions that you may have come up with while you were doing your reading. Excuse me. So like it says here, you don't want to wait to understand. You don't need to wait to understand social media to maximize your efforts. And you know, unless you're already an influencer, and some of you are, but you can start with the regular ways that people have always referred people to courses and classes and agents. And I apologize, I do have dogs and cats, which is via phone calls, in-person events, and even online events these days, plus classes that are in person as well as online, on a set or on stage. Since you might already know people in those areas who, even though they're there with you, which kind of indicates that they are doing some booking either on their own or through an agent, this information in this course is invaluable to them even so, because you can always be getting better. And if they're already where they are and their package maybe isn't up to snuff, so to speak, just imagine where they can be when it is. So, you know, that's just one of those ways that you can really kind of launch into a conversation to sell that that course to them if they need it, right? So as I say here, chances are if you're already on a set, you're already benefiting from the course. But getting this kind of information to other people, like I say here, generosity goes a long way. So if you help out an actor by sending them to the course, they'll remember you. And then referrals are on the horizon. What that means really is at least 2 parts. They will refer people to you, perhaps to sign up for the course. Of course, they may want to become an affiliate themselves, which we always recommend, but they may also recommend you to other producers, filmmakers, casting directors, talent agents, and people who are in the industry who, because you did them that favor and got them where they are going, will also enhance and help you spread your network. Excuse me. That was weird. Okay. Now, through natural conversation, you can be bringing up the course naturally, or organically. So now we're going to go over step 2, and we'll get into this a little bit, and then we're going to be covering step 3 at next week's course. So this can give you a bit of information in under 5 minutes, hopefully under 10 minutes, that you can start putting to work right away. So curiosity is a great conversation starter. Everybody likes to talk about themselves. It is why when you are having a conversation with somebody and you ask them a question and keep asking them questions, that a conversation seems to volley very well. But if you're more interested in talking about what you want to do and they're more interested in talking what they want to do, the conversation can really flop very quickly. So because of that, the best way to start a conversation is to ask people questions that get them warmed up to talking about the things that they love. So you want to be curious enough to gain an understanding of their acting career, like where they are right now and what they want to be achieving. And the way to do that naturally is that we would always do this naturally anyway. So I'm in a class with somebody and we're hanging out, having a cup of coffee before class starts, and we introduce ourselves to each other and say, where are you from? What are you doing? What are you currently working on? What's your favorite, what's your favorite role? What do you want to do next? And then this kind of conversation flow gets people talking about themselves and what they want to do. But everybody in this industry just loves to talk about our career, right? So this is really the easy part. And getting the reason that I say you want to imagine that you and the person are talking to each other in an acting workshop, and that you should feel comfortable talking about the following after your conversation, is because these items right here are going to help you kind of put together the strategy that would help them best. And it's always, the strategy is always the same. It's easy. The strategy is always the Hollywood Winner's Circle. Now, as the courses develop and grow, you will also find that that the Hollywood Winner's Circle is going to have varying levels of materials and types for people at varying levels in their career, or, you know, different age ranges. So wanting to be able to summarize their acting entry, or their entry into acting, is one way that, you know, you're not going to be going out and telling people about that person who you just met's entry into acting. The goal for you is to understand how they got into acting, because if they got into acting kind of fumbling through, or even if somebody introduced them into it, or if they took a class in college or whatever it might be, whatever spawned them to get into an acting career is going to help you to answer the question of how they can continue to further their acting career, which includes the academy. And so if you know that they got into acting in a variety of different ways, then you can use one of those ways to connect it to the reason that they would want to take the course with Wendy. And then, of course, presenting one or two of their previous accomplishments. You would want to be able to do the reason that we say you would want to be able to do this if you were in a class and you had to talk about them is because then you can also use those one or two previous accomplishments to get them feeling good about what those felt like, so that you can use that in sort of dream imagining, right? So like, you imagine if you continue, like, what did it feel like when you won that acting award in high school? Oh, I loved it. It was amazing. And I'm sure you want to have that feeling again. Yes, of course, they would like to feel it again. Well, if you were able to take a course that were going to get you that much closer to having that experience, would you want to take it? Anybody would say yes, right? So just again, the more information you have about somebody, the better you are able to put together, not really a pitch, I guess it is a pitch, but using their information. So let's say you went to, buy a car at a car dealership. A good car salesperson will go through the, what they call a customer needs analysis, okay? A CNA. You're essentially doing a CNA with other actors. So a customer needs analysis does a few things. First of all, it gets the person talking about what they, who they are, what their family looks like, what they do every day, why they need a vehicle, right? So insert why they need acting classes or why they need an agent or whatever. And then what they're going to be doing with that every day. So just for an example, sometimes people go into a car dealership and let's say they're a family of four and the dad goes in and he sees a Corvette, little sports car on the lot, and it's only a 2-seater. And he goes in and talks to the salesperson. He wants the price on that vehicle and wants to take it for a spin. The car salesperson does a CNA and finds out that this guy is actually a family man. He's a father of 2. They are in need of a vehicle, but he hasn't really been looking, but he saw the Corvette, and that's why he came in and wanted to drive it. But at the end of the customer needs analysis, between that guy and the salesperson, they both determine an actual need for the purchasing of a vehicle that is family friendly, and is going to accomplish all of the things that he wants to accomplish in his life. So the car salesman is going to go pull up a vehicle that makes more sense for him and his family. So the reason that car salesman and that person, that customer, is going to be a lot happier because somebody took the time to understand them and their needs and sent them home with something that is actually practical for their life experience. So when it comes to talking with other actors about this course, getting to understand where they are, where they're going, how they got where they are, what they want, and what a more practical plan for them is going to help you craft your conversation with them to suit what they need, so that they understand based on internal need why that course is going to work well for them, and that they should go jump in right now if they want to save time. And really, no matter how much they spend on the course, they're going to end up saving money because you start replacing that income instantly. Okay, so then discussing what they're currently working on is just another way to say, okay, what are you currently working on? Well, I'm in a Broadway play. Okay, fantastic. What do you want to be doing next? Oh, I want to stay on Broadway, or I want to get into voiceover work or whatever. Showing them how continuing to do that, but also taking the course, is going to help them expedite their acting career, is going to assist you in creating much happier actors in your world and helping them to get the information that they need as soon as possible. And as you can see here, I say, once you know this information, you'll have a better understanding of how to pitch the course to them in a way that they will see the value, urgency, and the reason to act quickly. All right, you guys, post your questions for me. I know I did a lot of fast talking, so let me know if everything makes sense. And I look forward to seeing you in class next week at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, à tout à l'heure.